Hey family, it's Dr. Pyant, Mindset for Freedom. How are you? I hope that you are doing well. It's good to be with you this evening. Yeah, I really pondered with whether I was going to come on tonight and speak with you because this is the beginning of one of the feast days that I embrace and celebrate, the Feast of Sukkot, Tabernacle. So I didn't know if I was going to have enough time, to devote to posting a video, to talking to you, but I did. And because it was important, because I know that somebody is going to tune in and hear what I have to say. You might not hear it tomorrow, but you will hear what the Spirit has shared with me, an insight that I want to share with you. So, this is step 3 of being resilient. Yeah. So, remember, we were talking before about step 1 was knowing yourself, step 2 was having hope, right? Now, step 3 is conquering difficulties. How can you develop a behavior to conquer difficulties? And I say that to say that I had an experience. And because I asked the question, because I knew that the experience that I was having had some depth to it for me, and if I was having this experience, I said, I can imagine what my family, the people that are connected to me, other women who have gone through trauma, who are either in trauma, experiencing trauma, anxiety, depression, any type of anxiousness, any type of play where the mind keeps playing the program from your past. That's what I want to talk to you about. That's what we're going to talk about, how to overcome that difficulty. And you know what the difficulty is? Let me tell you. The past, first of all, let me say this. Our mind is powerful. If you didn't know it now. That thing in this head of ours, I'm telling you, God created us in such a way. And the mind is a powerful tool. And we're going to learn how to use it to be empowered. But like I said, because of our experiences and the traumatic and the tumultuous experiences that a lot of us have had, we haven't learned how to rewire and reset ourselves so that our mind is giving us the right feedback, so that the subconscious mind is playing the right movie, and that we're able to understand and to identify a lie from the present truth. Hmm. A lie, which was a truth. So let me not say a lie. So let me say, identify that which was a truth from the present truth. So what do you mean, Doc? What do you explain yourself? Yeah, because I need to tell you what I'm talking about. Because all of this is about overcoming these difficulties. Because we have things that have happened to us because of trauma. So those things that have happened, they have left an imprint. They have left a picture. They have left a feeling. They have left an imprint in our minds. Right? Right. So when you have an experience in your life with something that's very similar, that connects to that imprint is going to surface to the forefront of your mind, because things that are wired together fire together. And that has shown itself to be so true. Things that wire together fire together. So, whatever that imprint was, let me give you a scenario. This is a little personal scenario, but I can only tell you what I know. I can make up a story and can sound like something, but this is something that recently happened. So years ago, not so many, but years ago, my father-in-law passed. He had a heart attack. So I'm not telling you this for doom and gloom. Just follow the story because I want to give you this scenario. And so he was very dear to us, very dear to me, but he didn't just pass away. He was going into surgery for he was going in for a surgery, and his heart could not withstand the pressure, maybe mentally or whatever it was. I know that the bottom line, it was just his time to transcend, but I'm just saying my physical mind was trying to make sense of it. So he had a heart attack. When we went to the hospital to see him, he looked, for lack of better words, jacked up. His face was all swollen. He had this breathing tube down his throat. His tongue was over to the side of his mouth because the breathing tube is over here, and so your tongue is like over there like that. Excuse the expression, but I'm just trying to give you a visual. But it wasn't a good look, and of course he couldn't talk, and because he had the tube down his throat, it was very uncomfortable. So he was very uncomfortable, and he was trying to talk with his eyes by blinking them. I guess he was trying to communicate that way because, he couldn't say any words. So, of course, my heart went out. We felt really bad for him. So, fast forwarding, I had a situation that took place. Somebody very dear to me had a surgery, and they told me to see the person after the surgery because they were going to be going to ICU. After surgery, they take you to ICU, which is the norm. Yeah, I'm getting to the point because I want you to hold the visual. So I'm standing in the hallway waiting to see the person pass by me. So, okay, but my husband. Okay, let me just, because I want you to understand how the mind can use something to play back with people or someone that is important or that you care about. So if you have attachment or feelings to a person and something happens, something that has happened in your past and experience can very well play itself back out in the present. But you are going to learn tonight how to conquer that because it's called in conquering the difficulties. So back to the story. So he comes out from surgery, and I want to see him before he goes into, ICU, because then it's going to take them like an hour and a half, they told me, to fix him up and do what they have to do, right? Honey, when they brought that man out, I thought I was going to faint. He looked just like the rabbi, my father-in-law. The tube was down his throat. His eyes were taped because he was just coming out of surgery. I did not expect that. Where did my mind go? What played? The picture came right back of my father-in-law. And it sunk into me. And I could not shake it for a moment. And all of a sudden, fear began to come up and whelm up in me. Because now this person laying in front of me is dear to me. I did not expect to see that. And I had to find a way to conquer that illusion or that delusional mind that had attached itself to my present state and my situation. Do you understand why I'm telling you this? That situation, see, the body keeps the tabs. It holds an account of trauma. That situation for me went straight to the weakest point in my body, which is my back. And if I tell you my legs began to wobble just standing there looking at him, face swollen, tube coming out of his face, eyes taped, tongue is over the side, and he is swollen looking and definitely still sedated. Fear, trauma surfaced. But I grabbed a hold of myself. I thank you for the practices, God, because there was still enough in me to pray. And regardless of whether it was an illusion or whatever was playing in my mind, what I knew was to lay my hands on him. And I said, honey, you are here. You are back here. And I am here with you. You can come through this. Wake up. Wake up. And then they took him away into the ICU. Conquering your difficulties. I had to go lay down for a few minutes. So I went and found a couch, and laid down there for a minute. And in about an hour or so, the nurse came from the ICU and called me in to see him. Now here is where the trickiness comes in at. When I went in there to see him, it was a completely different look. He still had the tube in him. His eyes were not taped. His face was not swollen. He was still asleep, but he looked just like he was sleeping. He was alive, but he had just come out of surgery. But you see, the difficulty and the trauma that connected itself for me was something from the past, and fear arose in me. And it tried to shake my faith. It tried to break me down and for me to forget who and what I serve and who and what we are. The man came out of surgery. So if he was not going to be here, then he was not going to be here, but he was here. And I became startled because of a past picture program that surfaced in my mind that made the connection to me thinking that he was going to die, because that's what happened to Rabbi. He didn't come through. He looked just like that, and he died. But honey, let me tell you what I did to overcome and conquer that difficult moment. Not only did I pray for him, but now I'm still jacked up. I said, you got to get yourself together. So I went over there. They had like a couch bed, like a places where people were laying around and, waiting for their loved ones. And what did I do? I lifted my frequency. I lifted my vibration. I turned on some gospel music because at the time I couldn't even think, because I was shut down by panic, fear, and sorrow. Sorrow. Watch these things, because they will come. They will come and they will try to shake you. But I want to tell you, you shake back. You shake it back. And you change the channel, change the vibration, change the frequency. Don't allow yourself to be pulled down deep. Because there's a song that said, if you're going to cry, cry for one night. Cry for only a minute, I think it is. And then that's enough. Don't allow yourself to wallow in sorrow, because it's not real. It is not real. Because God is in charge. The process is running this show. Not what you see, not what this mind is showing you, not what happened in your past. I'm talking to somebody because something has happened in your past, and you have that picture, you have that memory, you have that traumatized, that tumultuous memory of something or someone that has happened. And every time something or someone gets close enough to that picture in your mind, from your subconscious mind, surfaces. And you mix the past with the present. You connect the past to the present situation. And that is a no-no. The past was the past, and the present is the present. Do not allow your mind to connect those situations. You shift, and you shift your frequency by speaking over your life, by speaking the truth. You know, there's a scripture that says, you shall know truth, and the truth shall make you free. And I had to tell myself that that is not happening. That is not Dad. That is not happening. This man just came out of surgery. But of course, at that present moment, I couldn't disconnect. And there's some present times in your life when you cannot disconnect at that moment. But hold on to this. It's only for a moment. Let it be only for a moment. And disconnect. Because that mind situation, that's a negative energy that's trying to lower your frequency to keep you from vibrating at a higher frequency to accomplish what it was supposed to be that you were supposed to be doing in the first place. And for you, you might be running from a relationship. You might not even engage in the relationship. You might not even go back to church because I'm tired of them, because everybody there is a liar. People are not real. So I'm not going. Yeah, I'm talking to you because I know these things surface because they're imprints in your mind, but they're keeping you from doing and walking out the pattern and the path that you're supposed to walk. See, you'll just take a different turn and go a different route. But what if you didn't take that turn? What if you were consistent and persistent in what you were doing before the pandemic? Talking to you. What if you were? What if you were persistent and consistent before that? So I'm just saying, that just came up for me. But it came up for me, for you. Somebody needs to hear that. But I want you to know that you can conquer all difficulties by separating the past from the present. He's better. My husband is better. Thank you for thinking about me. Hope I didn't shake you up too much with that story, but it's the only way that I can to tell it, because I don't want to make up something. Because see, something that's real to me, you can understand it because it was my truth. So now you can relate to that because I'm telling you this because I know that you, if I had that difficulty, and you know I practice my spiritual stuff, but I want you to know how powerful I know your mind is, and I'm not mad at you. I understand why you get jacked up. I understand. And I am even more empathetic. I am even more empathetic after this rodeo. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you to compartmentalize your thoughts. I'm going to help you to forgive and let go. I'm going to help you to love yourself again. I'm going to help you to separate the past from the present if you want to. If you want to, that's what I mean by rewiring and resetting. If you want to shift, if you want to wake up, if you want to transform, I'll walk with you because I know what that feels like to be hijacked because it happened to me. That past situation came up and hijacked my whole being. And mine set for freedom, she wasn't free. But it was only for one moment. But that moment felt like an eternity. Okay? Felt like an eternity because it took me out of presence. It pulled my vibration, my frequency down. And see, what this happens, people go to substances. They go to something that will soothe them because you need something to soothe you. But I'm telling you that the thing that you're taking to soothe you is not going to be like glue. What will soothe you is going into your inner self, going into your tent, going into your spiritual man, remembering who you are, remembering what you are, remembering God, and trusting the process and remembering that that's a lie. That was my past, and it is not playing out in my present because I said so. How's that? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you. It was hard for me to share that with you, because it's personal, but you're my family. This was a long video. So I hope that you stay with me because I want you to know that I love you. And I want you to know that really this is for the feast day people. This is for you. Tabernacling with God will bring you power. It will bring you strength. It will renew your strength. Tabernacle with Him. Get in with God. Connect yourself with the presence that is never an absence. And get in there and tabernacle with God. And let God bless you real good. Oh, I am on fire, as you can see. But that's it for now. I'd have to do this on a podcast because it could be long. But you understand? Conquering difficulties, separating the past mind picture from what's happening in the present. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Bryant. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, it can be only for a moment. Thank you. Good night for now.